Welcome to the Trading Lounge. I'd love to share with you the trades I made today on my journey to 100K, where I try to take a small account to $100,000 as fast as possible as a rookie day trader. Today, I am down $90. However, there was a little bit of learning here. I liked my ideas. I liked my thought process. Maybe could have got out a little bit earlier. Slightly over traded at the end, just trying to work on a kind of a pattern that I was looking at. And so there are some good things that came out of this, and it sucks to pay $90 to learn, but there's something I've been really working on understanding, and today I saw it and I wanted to play the game. I just lost the game, and I'm going to go over that a little bit today. Again, down $90, which you guys can see right here. I need to figure out, oops, I just crossed it out. I need to figure out a way to, I should change this color so it's a little brighter maybe change the font, but traded 3 stocks today, KIDZ, LRHC, and VSA. VSA was, I think, the obvious hot stock this morning, but it wasn't obvious to me. And here I have found one of the things that is a negative hit against Chartswatchers. So if you look at the scanner here on Chartswatchers, this is the scanner I've been using. I came from Day Trade Dash. I love this scanner. VSA did not hit my scanner. And meanwhile, I'll pull it up right here. VSA. Meanwhile, everyone's trading in my Discord. Everyone's trading this thing. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to get in on this because, one, it's a Chinese stock. And two, I'll trade Chinese stocks, but I'm not going to trade a Chinese stock that is showing a float of 216 million. 216 million float. And this thing is going, let's pull it up on the graph here so you guys can see what this looks like. Main. And I have it up here. And you can see this morning, it ran up really, really well. Oops. Gosh darn it. This thing just drives me nuts sometimes. Stop with your FinViz. All right. I got to change that. Okay, here we go. So started under $1, looking at 67 cents or something, and it starts to make this run up. And for a high of, I don't know how high to get today. I mean, it went all the way up to 150. And you see it's trading a pattern. Comes up, comes back down into some support, comes up, comes back down into some support. We'll call it the 9 EMA. Comes up, comes back down into support, comes up, comes back down into support. I mean, this is just a pattern that's showing. So it was actually the last trade I took on the day, just to test out what's happening with the support. And most of the time it's popping up, like right here, you can see it popped up when the MACD was negative, but it was testing the support and then showing some signs of life and then going. So right in here, I took a trade right here, actually on this candle right here. And when it was underneath the 9 EMA, and I thought, well, let me get in here. I saw some other people buying, and so I bought to try to kind of test the waters, and it went up a few cents, and I'm like, it's not enough. And then I took a loss. I took a $15 loss on it. Before I had entered, because I wasn't really paying attention to the stock, before I had entered, I wasn't really looking at the range of each candle. So right after I got out for a $15 loss, I'm like, God, that candle just isn't very big. So then I moused over, this candle here, and I'll show you where it shows it. It shows it up here. It shows this plus sign right here. And so I just moused over real quick, and I saw 7 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents. I'm like, so this thing, the range on this is only is that right? Wait. That's not right. Hold on. That can't be right. High, low. That's the range from when it opened. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense to me. That's fine. That's not the range of a candle, so I had that wrong. But anyway, the range wasn't that great, and so I should have just taken a profit when I saw 2 or 3 cents. I almost thought about it because it'd been nice to have, I think I saw like a $5 profit in there or something, and I would have had an extra win today instead of 25% win rate, which is really unfortunate. But anyway, let's get to the nuts and bolts. But here's the thing. VSA, I asked my Discord, I'm like, why is everyone trading this? It's like 215 million float. And they started reporting that everywhere else is showing low float. So part of the Chartwatchers, I'll pull this over right now. Part of the Chartwatchers, let's pull it over like right here. you get access to Discord with Chartwatchers, and here I made I screenshot it and said, hey, by the way, like, what's going on with this float? And the response I got was, they provide updates, floats only every 2 weeks or so. I think they are working on faster ones. Well, yo, dog, that doesn't really work for me, because I need float, and this stock was moving so fast that I'm like, dude, this has to be reported wrong. Now, I could have went and looked. I didn't, because I just was depending on the system that I had. I didn't get interested until I asked the Discord, and the Discord was like, yo, we're showing lower float. So the DTS scanner, Trey scanner, that was showing the proper float. Warrior Trader was showing the proper float. FinViz was showing the proper float. And there's a few others, all showing an accurate float. Mine wasn't. Now, I would love to see if any of you guys are using anyone's using Dash Trader, if you could show, and you have float activated in Dash Trader, I'd love to see if it was accurate in Dash Trader. I'm assuming that it was. So my answer to this is, like, for an extra $25, I can have access to float in Dash Trader, and that's still cheaper than with my setup. It's still cheaper than going all in on day trade Dash. I just was trying to get around from having to pay that extra $25. But here's the thing. It would have never hit my scanner, right? So I don't know. Like, I probably would have found it because people were trading. It was hot. I'm always looking at stocks. I did plug it into Dash Trader to see if what was going on, like why, and then I probably would have seen the float in Dash Trader. I'm like, oh, okay, it's being misreported on Chartswatchers. But I'm depending on the float from Chartswatchers to make the move. That's why I did not. And having it in my scanner software, in Day Trade Dash and in Chartswatcher, is what makes it so I don't have to have it in my Dash Trader. But I mean, an extra $25 to save me that grief. I would have loved to have traded that today. It was right in my price range. It was making solid moves all morning, and I didn't even have an opportunity because I didn't want to trade something with high float. It doesn't fit my rules. Anyway, so that is that. That's fine. So much attention was on this stock that nothing else was getting any love. It wasn't until, and you'll definitely see a correlation, it wasn't until it got here and started diving, and the other one was, let me pull it up, which is another one that I traded today. Why would you do that, Jesse? Is there a way I can, I see. I don't really like, you have to click the bar. All right, we're still working on this. That's fine. We'll do this. That's fine. The other one was, I traded at LRHC. And you can see this one had some pretty good attention here, and then dove off. When this basically penny stock, and the other one that started out as a penny stock lost favor, some other stocks started to take off. One of those was, which I did not trade. We're getting into stocks I didn't trade, but that's fine. Was Bird. This had news this morning, and I think it's news that, and most people probably know the brand Bird. It's apparel, but I think they're getting into AI. It's an interesting news headline. But it didn't really do anything until those other stocks kind of started falling off, and then it started to take off, and then it's dumping like the rest of them. But still, it didn't really gain favor until the other stocks started to lose attention. It's always weird to me to see how things bounce around. As soon as people start selling off out of one, the attention moves to another one if there's multiple stocks available. But let's get into KIDZ, which was the main stock I lost money on today. And it hit the scanner over here. Let's see, right here. And, this stock, I have a history with this stock. Most day traders, I think, low float day traders have a history with this stock. It hits the scanner here at 279 with news. And the news was a collaboration to advance AI-powered learning and companion robotics in North America. I mean, we're seeing some AI news over the last week or so. And so I pull it up. We pull it up over here. I'm going to click it over here. And this is what we get. So I pull it up, and this is what I see. This is deadly right here, right? Like we're not. Hold on. Let me move this back over to main. Pull it up. This is kind of what we see. This bad boy, and this candle, which is just not beautiful. We're not looking pretty there. And I'm like, well, let's just take a look. Because I can't trade the other stock. I don't really have anything. I'm like, let me just see. I'm familiar with the stock. I've made money on the stock before. I know it's dangerous. I know the risk of this stock for sure. And let me click this. It's not showing the news in here, which I think is interesting. Kids and kids. Did I type it in? Did I hit enter? Weird. It's not showing the news here for kids. I'm not sure what's happening here, but there is news on the stock. I feel like I have something clicked in here that it's not linking up with this. I'll have to figure that out. But this was the news that I saw this morning. I'll move over here. Yeah, right in here. Kids, right here. AI-driven education company today announced that it has entered into strategic collaboration with Luca, a developer of intelligence companies and educational products, to jointly explore that. So, just a little bit of news. I'm trying to bite off a little of the AI news, and I was okay with that. So here's what I saw. Now, I did not record this trade. I forgot to hit record. It's really unfortunate because I would have loved to have shown you guys what I was seeing here, because this is either a really, I don't want to use the word stupid because my kids have been saying it a lot lately. This was an ill-advised trade. It's either an ill-advised trade, really a dumb trade, or something for someone who's very experienced. I'm not quite there yet, but I tried to make the moves. And it's something I've been learning over the last few weeks. As most of you guys know, there have been these big sellers that come up on the ask on a lot of these stocks. And a lot of times they spoof. They come in with like 30,000, 60,000, 90,000, sometimes even more than that. And they pull they pull it away. And they basically just put it in there. I thought I heard my child. I did actually. Let me check that.
Hello. Oh. That's it.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello. Okay, we're going to be talking about stocks. I learned how to say it.
You did.
So,
Yeah, you teach him. You tell him.
So Dad's going to press some buttons on this thing. Okay. I don't know what buttons. So he's going to press the buttons and he's going to show you the lines. I don't know why.
Okay, we're back in action. Got the kiddos put back down. Get back into this stock talk. I think I remember where I left off with kids, with the hidden sellers. So with the hidden sellers, what I'll actually see is I'll see like a 30,000 seller or 60,000 seller. Doesn't matter how big it is. A big seller where they shouldn't be, and it'll kind of move around, or they'll pull it and put it back in, or sometimes I'll see where buyers don't really care and they're going to quickly try to buy through it, and then the stock pops. And I actually saw that today twice on the stock. So the first one I saw when I went in, 737. So yeah, I went on this candle here, and as soon as I pulled up the stock, it like somewhere around like 290, I saw that seller, and I was like, great. I'm not going to get involved in this stock. I'm not going to play. I'm not, and technically I really shouldn't have. But then I saw it get lifted, and as it lifted, people were buying through that level. We'll call it 290. So people were buying through it. All of a sudden it's like 293, 295, whatever it was. So I buy. I'm thinking it's going to pop up. And it did pop up a little bit. I took a little bit of a profit. I think I profited, $10. And then, but I did what I normally do, what I've been doing, which is only selling off half. And then I sold the other half for a little bit of a loss. So we ended up being down like, not much, down like $19 to start the day or something like that. I forget what it was. And so I'm like, well, that's really unfortunate, but let me see if I can find another entry. And so we're at 742. So I'm watching the seller put the big order out, put it back in, getting kind of gobbled up, putting it back, playing around with it a little bit. And then at somewhere at this 742 mark, which is right in here, I saw just below $3 actually. I saw that seller come back in at like we'll call it 290, 295. I think it was 295. And it started getting chewed up really fast. And so I'm going to get in while it's chewing, and it's going to pop, because that's what's been happening. And I bought, but I bought too late. and I got filled at 305, and it jumps up to 310 real quick and then comes right back down. So the idea here is to get in. Look, I'm not advising this, right? It's just something I'm seeing and something I'm trying to get a little bit better at, because what can happen here is that like these big sellers, sometimes for traders, they can just not scare us off. So we can just challenge it, right? And I was seeing it being a little bit challenged here. And so I thought maybe if we challenge it enough, maybe we'll break through a level and continue to go up a little bit. But yeah, as it was kind of grinding, as it was like chewing through that big order really, really fast, I tried to get in right there. I just got in late. It popped up. I got out a little late and took a pretty big loss. I think I forget what it was. As a matter of fact, let me, can I extend this out? Yeah, $101.91. So I was down $120 on the stock. And I'm like, well, this is very unfortunate. Really on a stock I shouldn't have been in. Now, a couple things here. I don't mind trading in this way. And I just want to be a little bit quicker when I see the order being chewed up, because one or two things are going to happen here. It's either going to get chewed up, like it's either going to get chewed, all of it's going to get chewed up, and then the stock's going to pop, or it's half of it's going to get chewed up, and they're realizing it's getting chewed up, and they want to pull it out, and then the same thing's going to kind of still happen. And I've made some money off of doing this before, so I just didn't quite make the right moves. But knowing that big seller was there should have clued me into like I shouldn't be scaling out of moves, right? So I should just get all out. So right here on my first trade, where I got in at 92 cents, I got out at 98 cents, so that's 6 cents a share. I would have loved to have made an extra, $20 from getting all out. And so that's just a mindset shift, where if I'm in something like this, it's a little bit riskier. Let's just take all of our profit out, because we know that big seller is there, and we know that has a chance to push the stock down. So just something that I'm kind of thinking about. But that's why I made this trade. I lost the battle twice because I didn't enter when I wanted to enter, and I didn't exit fast enough. That's really what happened here, right? And the reality is I probably shouldn't have taken the trade in general. But it is something I've been working on. It's something I've been seeing, and this was a good opportunity for me to kind of try it out. I lost the battle, and probably will. I wish I would have had a binding that was a little bit smaller share size. Like I just upped everything up, right, to make like 3 trades or 4 trades a day. So I didn't really have anything set up to where I could go in with like 100 shares or something, which would have been kind of the smart way to go about something like this, a really small share size. And so maybe I'll add that in for something like this, but I don't think so. I kind of like what I'm doing right now. I took a $90 loss today. I'm not really that been out of shape about it. It is what it is. So then LHRC hits a scanner, LRHC, and I'm not typically into penny stocks, but it was, let's see. Is it up here still? LHRC, where are you? Right here. I still have it up here. Great. It had news right here. That was a real estate proptech today announced that it has acquired the remaining 49% ownership interest in its franchise. So just a little bit of news. And then operating in Orlando, Florida, generated approximately $3.3 million in revenue and gross profits over $0.3 million. So there's a little bit of headlines here. And something that Trey over at daytradingstrategies.net, in some of his videos, he's been talking a lot about low float stocks, or really any stocks that have a $sign in the headline, and how they've been performing well. So I saw that as well. And I'm not a fan of penny stocks, but I'm like, well, I mean, it's low float, it's got news, it's got volume, it's got all the things I like, except the price is too low. That's really it. And so I looked for an entry. I forgot where I got 66 cents is where I got in, 66 cents, and I got out at 67 cents. Right here, yeah, 66 cents. I got out at 67 cents because I was in for like 30 seconds. It was just kind of hovering. So I took a little bit out, and then as I did that, it started to take off, and I took the more profit out at 70 cents. So I ended up making $45 on that trade. Now, I wish I would have stayed in a little bit longer, but you know what? It is what it is. It wasn't showing signs of stability, and so I just for me anyway. It wasn't moving fast enough for what I was trying to do, and so I just got out. But yeah, I got in here at 8:02, which was right here, and for 66 cents, kind of as it crossed over this line here. Yeah, so here's the candle right here. I entered in on this candle as it, came across this line right here. It was nice to get in on a penny stock, and I was unable to do that earlier in the week or last week. I can't remember because my offset was too high. But now my offset's at 5 cents. I had no problem getting in this stock, which is great. And then I just kind of waited it out. It was kind of like doing this, not really doing anything here. And then, is that right? 8:02. I'm looking at this now. Oh, I got in at 8:01. I actually got in on this stock. Because I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. I got in here when it crossed over here, and then it kind of just wasn't really doing anything. And then I don't believe it got down to like 63 cents. It must have, obviously, because then it opened up here and shot and kind of worked its way up. When it's worked its way up, I took my profit, and then it kind of flattened out and took off, and I couldn't take part of that because I only had a little bit of buying power left. And at this point, I'm like over trading and I didn't really want to go back in. So, but anyway, I think I already showed you guys what I did with VSA. Where I tried to take a little trade off of EMA support. It didn't go well when I got out of there. So those are the trades I made today. We'll see how this video flows when I export it, as the little guy came in and hung out for a little bit, and used my drawing tools here on the system. But here's the data. Oh man, I hate to see it under $1,500 because we've just been so close to coming out of this drawdown. But like I said, I feel okay about this today. I did like my attempts at my entries and what I was seeing and what I was trying to do. And I'd like to think that I am a good enough trader where I can get in on some of these things, specifically the kids one. It's not a great stock to trade. I shouldn't have been trading it, but it was something I'm working on. I just wasn't quite fast enough. I don't really think another broker would have. I just think I entered in late. As I see that those orders really being gobbled up, I should have entered in a little earlier when I saw that, because normally what happens is it sits there, it just gets pulled away or moved down, and they're not getting bought up. So once I saw it starting to get chewed, I should have gotten in a little bit earlier. Anyway, we're up $1,400. We need to be about $1,700 to come out of the February drawdown we've been on. But I mean, I'm happy with this overall. 62 trade days, 93 winners for a win rate of 66%. Today's losses did not help with my win rate, but we're green overall in a pretty cold market. And I'll be back tomorrow. Right now, I'm going to focus on oil stocks in my HSA and see if I can't snipe a little money there. I hope you guys have had a green day and have a green week, and I'll see you tomorrow.